Hey y'all, welcome back to It's Really Lit with me, Dia, and I am going to do the season 10 Ready to Love review. And don't you dare call me late because they're on a hiatus. I'm gonna take full advantage of it because, yeah. But I'm gonna actually run kind of swiftly through the introduction of some of these people, being that it's not a whole lot of depth. So, yeah, stay tuned. So season 10 Ready to Love is in Philly. I want to have high hopes for this season. I would like to see a lasting union come up out of Philly. We are first introduced to Deanna. I said she's very pretty. I love the shape of her face. I think she's gorgeous. She tells us she's a firefighter. I think she needs a masculine man. She even said it herself. She needs a masculine man because she has a strong personality and she needs somebody that can kind of reel that in. So I'm in agreement with her. I don't know why she's anti-firefighter. Hopefully she gets into like her whys about this later on in the season. But yeah, we see that she first meets up with Naeem.
Hello. Deanna.
Naeem.
Naeem, good to meet you.
Naeem is just very unserious.
I'm a Sagittarius. I like long walks in the park and holding hands and rubbing feet. That's what you want me to say.
But he tells us that he was adopted. He struggled with his identity because he's adopted. And also, he owns a gym and is into fitness. Next, we meet True, Wayne, and Angie, who briefly get acquainted. I said True jumped the gun. I had noticed that she asked Wayne if she could make his plate.
You want me to make your plate for you too?
Oh man, I wouldn't fight it.
Hold up, man. We ain't making no plates for no strangers. You don't even know this guy. You out here offering to make plates. Let him make his own plate. He don't even know you like that. Next, we see Angie, who introduced herself. She said that she's 40 and she's tired of sleeping alone. Then it quickly pans to her walking with Mr. Foot Fetish himself.
Come on, see, that's what I told you. Take your heels off. Let your toes just breathe. Let your toes just breathe.
Now, aside from that, I do feel pretty bad for Angie. She told us her story. She said that her fiance, who she was deeply in love with, passed away in his sleep from a heart attack, and it left her devastated. And I don't even want to imagine what that feels like. So I do hope that she finds the right man, a good man to love her well. The next set of people we see, Eddie, he shows up. He tells us that he owns his own construction company. Love that for him. Also, side note, I said he looks like Dave East. Dave East is super fine to me. If y'all don't know him, yeah. He tells us he's a 5-star package.
Free 5-star package. I'm gonna cook for you. You can travel the world, and I can build your dream house.
I feel like he's a businessman and probably a good businessman. He said his job takes up a lot of his time. His business takes up a lot of his time. But I feel like he might not be that great of a partner. He said he needed somebody to understand that as far as like his time being consumed is concerned. I don't know. I feel like it's a little deeper. He gives player vibes a little bit. He probably have his way with his women. And yeah. Now Will shows up and he introduces himself to True.
True. Well, I'm True.
True?
Yes.
For real. True and real. And you're from the Philly area?
Yeah. Brotherly love.
Sisterly affection.
Keep it coming.
Look, hear me out. I don't know why, but I want to see this happen. They look immediately compatible. If you're following me, then follow. Okay? They look about the same age. And they look like they can relate to one another. I don't know. That's just me. Next up, we see Kiara.
Growing up, I was a spoiled princess, so open the door for me, make sure it's flowers there, and make me feel like you're just so happy that I decided to go out with you.
She's a cute girl. I feel like she might be a little annoying later on down the line. She seems like the type of girl that will say, I'm his prettiest problem. Yeah, I get it. I'm not mad at her. Moving along. We see Jay. He's 34, a proud single dad. And they initially showed him speaking to Deanna.
Deanna.
What's going on, boss? What's going on, bro?
Jay, nice, tall, chocolate, got the braids.
Definitely.
Now, I could see a cute little JD on a combo, but that is if and only if they date properly. The people get on the show and they start sleeping with each other behind the scenes, interrupting the process, getting tied up with people that they later on regret, and then it just kind of messes up the flow of things. I think if people stop having sex behind the scenes, we might get some real couples out of their shows. I don't know, but we'll see. Sahara came in hot, just like her name. Now, she's cute. To me, she reminds me of Ashley Banks, aka Tatiana Ali. However, it gets overshadowed because she has a lot going on.
My psychic told me that I am going to meet my soulmate in July. Where you at?
Girl, a psychic? And then when she walks in and introduces herself, she's telling people,
Sahara? Oh, Sahara.
It ain't dry though. Just
It ain't dry.
okay. But we're going to keep it moving. Everyone arrives. They're gathered to witness a wedding to this mystery couple. Now, off topic. I'm a little over those black exposed straps on Deanna's shoulders because she's wearing a strapless dress. I could respect a transparent strap, but that black is kind of throwing off that outfit. Makes it look a little tacky. I digress. So we see Cornelius and Camille walk out to do their ceremony. And now, while they are not my favorite couple, we know if you watched the show how they were. They are not my favorite. But Camille is always on point with her look, if you ask me. She looks beautiful here. I think she has great style. And her dress is hitting. Her bob is bobbing. And her makeup is well applied. Come on, somebody. She did that. So Tommy has the ladies line up to catch the bouquet.
On the count of 3.
To the left.
There's no excitement.
2, 3.
Now, why Angie was so aggressive is beyond me. But that was an awful look to do that in front of a bunch of men. Now they think you're desperate, Angie. Now they think you're desperate. We then see Angie speaking with Wayne.
You feel like you got a type?
A type of man?
Yeah, a type that you see yourself dating or you attracted to.
I'm gonna go ahead out there and tell you that I'm actually really attracted to you.
Word. I appreciate that. Sam, you gorgeous, shorty.
Yep. Like, you're just versatile. That's hot.
I think that during their conversation, she was just a little too forward. She's aggressive in general. And she didn't give him much to work with. She actually told him that she was attracted to him first. And she was very eager to give her number away. I barely even caught whether he asked her for it or if she just kind of was like, here. But anyway, next we see True and Naeem. I said Naeem knows how to flatter a woman.
You are beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate
A
that.
baddie.
A baddie.
Yeah.
He lays it on thick. He called True a baddie. Now, yes, she is a beautiful woman. I think she's giving Niecy Nash, Keisha Cole realness. But he's immature. True said she was attracted to him. She called him fine. But I personally think that she needs a man on her level. He's on them little boy player games and he's over 40. Girl, move around. But I feel like Naeem uses his adoption story to reel in women.
I think in the past, I went in too fast. That's me.
Why do you think you do that?
Probably because I was adopted, trying to identify, unconditional love inside of my family.
And then that's the gateway to the draws. That's just a thought. Moving on. So we see Jay and Kiara get acquainted.
I feel like everybody wants situationships.
You a baddie, so I guess most guys may be intimidated, so they got to put on a persona.
But intimidated about what?
If we was in the club, you got to do extra to get you.
Jay is right up her alley. You know why? Because Kiara wants a man that worships her. My observation. And Jay is thirsty. I'm not sure if he's used to getting very attractive women or not. However, he's thirsty. And he gave her those lines that guys give when they're in your DM. It's so like, I'm not impressed. But he works in cybersecurity, so that means he might have a coin. And Kiara looks like she likes men who ball a little bit. I'm not mad at it. So if they manage to make this thing work long term, all the best for them. Next, we see Awkward Will. And yes, Awkward Will is what I will call him. Because he said he got married twice after losing each parent.
The first time I got married was right after my mom died. The second time I got married, it was right after my dad died. They were always together, did everything together. So now I've definitely set the bar high for me when it comes to finding the right person, because I want what my parents said.
Angie said the same thing.
I see my parents. They worked it out, like no matter what it was, you know.
They're trying to recreate what they seen growing up. I just think they're going about it the wrong way. Will is a very attractive man. I don't think he knows what to do with it. Sit on that. When he's speaking with Sahara and they're discussing their recent breakups, this man goes and says,
Me and my ex broke up because he had issues.
That's vague.
You know.
Was he a chronic masturbator? Like,
now why would you say that? Out of all the things in the world to say, this is what you come up with? And he like bust out laughing like it was hilarious. Yeah, I have secondhand embarrassment for Will. I feel for the guy. I wish him all the best. His quirks, it's a repellent. All right, moving on. Next, we see Naeem and Kiara get acquainted.
Kiara's it. Toes, hair. I'm like, there she go.
I don't care what y'all say. This man got a foot fetish. They start speaking about children. Kiara has 2. Naeem reveals that he has 5 with 3 baby moms. Baby, that is unacceptable. Why are you here? Will Packer, production team, recruiters, casting call people. Why did you bring this serial baby daddy on this show? I'm glad that Kiara reclaimed her time, because who needs that? And she's absolutely right. You have 5, she has 2, that's 7. Nobody needs that drama. This is not the Brady Bunch. All right, moving forward. So we switch back over to Eddie, and we get a little bit more from Eddie. I'm surprised. I thought that he was player from the Himalayas. He said he wants to get married. He, mingles with the different women. Very nice. He seems to be very polite. They pan over to him speaking with Naeem, who I now fully believe to be a sleaze.
You satisfied with the first batch?
The first batch cool. Yeah,
they cool.
Money.
You don't want to put all your eggs
Angie
in
though.
one basket.
Angie was cool too though. And like, I'm trying to get married. You know what I'm saying?
He asked Eddie if he was satisfied with the first batch. And I think he was like trying to bait him into like a little conversation to like go in on the women. Eddie doesn't take the bait. And Naeem tells Eddie not to put all of his eggs in one basket. I so get it that the purpose of the show is to date. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I think that if Eddie took the bait, Naeem would have started going off on the likes and dislikes of all the women there. That's my take. So we get over to the table, and Will is telling Eddie, Wayne, Kiara, and Deanna about his 2 short-lived marriages.
marriages happened right after the death of a parent.
Okay.
The girl I was dating at the time, I just decided I'm gonna try to make it work with her because I did not want to marry a woman that my mom never met.
How long were you married for?
A year.
And it's really cringe to watch, because Will has a serious diarrhea of the mouth problem. He has no swag, and he repels the women. So I would not be surprised to see that guy in the final round, as far as elimination is concerned. Next scene, we see True and Jay. They're speaking with each other at the picnic table. True is grilling Jay. It was a little intense. She was picking him apart, everything that he said, saying he was a player, and he might be, but let's normalize preserving our time, because they're not each other's type anyway. She looks like his auntie. So for the rest of 2025 and beyond, let's preserve our time and not even entertain conversations with people that we already know we're not even on each other's radar. Also, I do want to say that Jay just seemed like he had a problem in general, directly answering questions about his dating history and his past. That's a super red flag. So, all right, y'all, a quick little sidebar. I said, girl, not production caught the cast talking about Camille and Cornelius.
Camille, the first day, she came in like, that's my man, y'all better not talk about him.
This is how you can rush into a marriage and then wind up divorced.
They are messy. All right, so I'm very pleased to know that we, the people, are not the only ones who saw that cat mouse between Camille and Cornelius. But moving forward, we get to the elimination round, and it's the obvious weakest link. The people that we probably would have assumed were chosen. For the men, it was Will and Naeem. Naeem has a lot going on, business owner or not. He and his 5 kids. I don't really like his character. He's a little disgusting to me. He scoffed at being put at the bottom with Will as if he's somehow better than Will.
You calling me out with Will? Not Will.
I thought that was just very gross. Will, of course, a nice guy. I'm sure he means well. I know he means well. He's just very unserious, and it's embarrassing. He was selected to leave. However, he was told to wait. And then we get the bottom 2 ladies, True and Sahara. I personally didn't think True should have been in the bottom round. I think she's a quality woman. I think she's probably one of the best put together women up there. And I know that the TV screen says that she's 35. She's a 35 lie. And she doesn't have to lie about her age. She looks very, very good. Sahara, I think, is very unaware of herself.
Questions. Sahara and True, please come forward.
I'm like, I know they lying. Who? Sahara who? Me?
She is very much the around the way girl. You know, the one that you just kind of kick it with. She doesn't really give soft feminine. She's just very rough around the edges.
I'm not with nobody behind me.
You'd like to say what?
Moving forward, I'm done with the whole group. I want the next 5.
You want the next 5?
Yeah.
You done with this group?
How could you not feel me? Come on now, stop. I don't know. F you. Everything back there with a stick.
Mommy told them, Sahara and Will, that they can actually remain and get to know the next group of people, which I believe was totally fair because we're just getting started. Okay, y'all, that is it for this episode and this review. We see the previews show a lot of emotion in the upcoming episodes with the new daters. I will be covering it. I am going to take advantage of this very unnecessary but very convenient hiatus for me. And we'll be back. If you like what you see, what you hear, go ahead and show some love to my like button and that subscribe button. And if you're really nice, hit that bell notification. Talk to you guys later. TTYO.